Hello, everyone. Welcome to the View House Centennial for a Victory Tuesday. And I'm so excited tonight because we got Marvin Mims in the house. Everybody who knows me knows I'm like a big Marvin Mims fan. I've been trying to get Marv on the show for I've been driving you crazy. So thank you for joining us on your bye week, too. We appreciate you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me.
So excited. So much to talk about. Well, we got to start with yesterday's game, which was just absolutely bananas.
Yeah.
How exhausted were you after a game like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's tiring. It's more emotionally tiring than anything, just like back and forth. And honestly, I haven't had a game like that since college. So it was a lot of fun, though. But just talk about a crazy game.
So you guys have won in a lot of different ways this year, right? You've won close, low-scoring games. This one, an absolute shootout. So what does it say about this team that you've learned to win kind of no matter what the situation is?
Yeah, I say that's like the biggest thing is just learning to win different ways. I mean, you go back to that New York game and we won 10-9, and it's like the defense got us, and then now, this past week we got the defense. So as long as we're able to do that, just play off of each other and do whatever matters, I mean, we're going to be in a real good spot coming into the playoffs.
I do want to talk about your big play, but I want to talk about the emotion of, for example, you have your big touchdown run, and then the very next play, Jerry Jeudy has a 70-yard touchdown run. What's it like when you're all the way up here, and then it's like, oh my God, all the way down here?
No, it's insane, honestly, because honestly, playing in the Big 12 in college, it's kind of like how it is, especially in the Oklahoma shootout days. But especially with Jerry being the guy that's catching the bomb on the other side, it's of course, knowing Jerry Jeudy, that's definitely him.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, but we liked yours better. 93-yard touchdown reception. That was an absolute dart from Bo. Amazing catch and run for you. Can you just take us through that play? Because that was a beauty.
Yeah, I mean, crazy play, crazy situation.
Yeah.
Third and long on our own 7-yard line. And, we're just trying to, at the end of the day, we're trying to get out of our end zone, maybe get the ball off on a punt. But Coach Patey's an aggressive coach, so he wants to take a shot. And they had me in the slot. And really, if it's cover two, it's alert to me on the deep ball. And pre-snap, it was cover two, so I just had to run down the hash as fast as I could and just hope, Bo would give me a chance. And, I turn around, the ball's right there, and just ended up making a play on it.
How hard is it, I guess, to stay focused? There's a screenshot where the defender's hand is in your face. How are you still able to track that ball and make that play?
Yeah, it's crazy. I honestly didn't know he was that close.
Okay.
So, running, I thought I was, almost by myself.
Yeah.
And then I see his hand, last second. It was just the craziest thing. But, honestly, it's just, the pre-ball tracking. Mm-hmm. And then that slip-up shouldn't mess up your eyesight with the ball. But, just, the predetermining the angle.
Yeah.
But it was just a crazy play, especially seeing the replay of it over and over and over again.
And obviously, can you talk to me a little bit about your relationship with Bo? How has it grown this year? Where are you guys at?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's grown a lot this year, I mean, for him, he came in with a lot on his plate, obviously with the expectations, him being a first-round pick. And there's just a lot of things going on in the Denver Bronco world, especially at the beginning of this year. So just to see him grow, in and out of the game, especially you go back to week 1 in Seattle to now, I mean, he's grown tremendously, and just his confidence was always there from the jump. So as long as Bo's in the huddle feeling confident, which is every time, I mean, no matter if he throws a pick, fumbles, no matter what the situation is, Bo's going to step in that huddle with a lot of confidence.
We talk about this, I feel all the time, but the potential of this offense, where you guys are at right now in the bye week, where do you think that is in terms of where you feel like you could be?
Yeah, for sure. I think we're hitting our strides on offense for sure. We're getting a lot of guys in there, getting a lot of different looks, putting a lot of looks out there too. But, as a receiver group, we're playing our best ball right now, if I'm being honest, and just guys making plays, trusting each other, both trusting us, and then coaches drawing up plays that, kind of puts trust on us too to go out there and make those plays. And it's been pretty cool.
This receiver group, the rookies, Vele and Franklin, how have you seen them come along? Because they seem like they're really starting to get a good feel for things.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They've grown a lot. Being in the room with them, I mean, it's great. It's a lot of fun. I just love their personalities and who they are. But just being out there on the field and playing with them in meetings and stuff, you can kind of tell their maturity and how mature they've gotten since they first got there to now. And just their understanding of the game. The biggest thing being a rookie is just going out there and playing with confidence. And, that happens as games go on. So now they're playing extremely confident, and it's fun to see.
Okay, it is fun to see. And it's fun to see you showing off your speed. I mean, we saw the smile on your face when you're just bolting down. When you knew it was just you in the green grass.
Yeah.
What is that feeling?
No, it was great. It was great, especially with the crowd erupted. I'm looking up at the Jumbotron, and, no one's within 20 yards. It was an amazing feeling.
Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. We are so happy Marvin Mims is here tonight. We got so much more coming up. We got to talk about your season on the other side. Welcome back into Xfinity Monday Live on a Tuesday here at the View House Centennial. And we're so happy because we got Marvin Mims Jr., Marvin Mims, whichever you want to call him, in the house. Marv, this season's been, I feel like, an interesting one for you. At the beginning of the season, I feel like I was really annoying. I was like, more Marvin Mims, but now we're seeing it. We're seeing you all over the place. But I'm curious, was it hard to stay patient to get to the point that you're kind of at now?
Yeah, for sure. I think like the biggest thing was just coming off of last year, being a Pro Bowler and wanting to take like the next step.
Yeah.
And, just not like the opportunities just not being there earlier in the year. And, the biggest thing for me was just trying to like stay mentally prepared for that, just in case my opportunities do come. And, they end up coming and it's like running back, do this, do that. And it's different stuff. It's a lot of fun, but just the thinking, the mental side of it, it's a lot. But, to see my opportunities go up has been real, real nice.
I actually want to talk about the mental side because I was thinking about that a few games ago. Like, what's on your plate right now in terms of the running back, special teams, as a wide receiver? How much are you tasked with knowing? Because it feels like a lot.
It's funny because I'm serving 3 groups right now.
Yeah.
So, like, with special teams, I'll do punt sometimes and be a flyer on the edges. Do kick return, be the main returner, and then I'll do punt return. And then we have our own stuff for that. And then whenever the call sheet comes out, offensively, I'm mainly with the receivers, and then a couple plays I have to go meet with the running backs and talk to the running backs coach and, get all types of certain stuff down. So it's a lot. Yeah. It's a lot. It's completely different, but it's fun. It's cool. It really keeps me like into it, keeps me entertained for sure. But it's a lot. It's a complete change from, let's say, 4 weeks ago.
Yeah. What part are you enjoying most?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me is just like being in the backfield.
Yeah.
And then like every time I'm back there, they'll be like, oh, 19's back, 19's back. And just kind of like predetermining, trying to see what they're going to do. And, sometimes I'll go back there for a pass. Sometimes I'll go back there for a run. So just trying to like look at it pre-snap and be like, okay, which way can I take like the least amount of impact on this hit for sure. I think that's like the biggest thing for me.
I didn't even think about that too. Does the body hurt more this year?
A little bit, yeah. I think the main thing about the body is just from us being so good last year in the returns. Yeah. It's just that guys are really like have us like coming after us this year on all the returns. So they're trying to hit me. They're trying to do all types of stuff. But, I feel like at the beginning of the year we were a little slow in the return game, but now we definitely stepped it up.
Do you like the new dynamic kickoff?
Kind of. Yeah. It kind of got my hopes up at the beginning of the year just because the whole point was to not get any touchbacks. And now we're just back to last year, just everyone just kicking it out of the back of the end zone. So, it's cool. It's different. But at the end of the day, it's kind of been the same thing over and over again.
I think you and you are speaking for all of us. We were waiting for touchdowns every single play, but all right, that's good. Awesome. We got to take a break here on Xfinity Monday/Tuesday Live with Marvin Mims. Okay, it's time now for the People Want to Know. People Want to Know, brought to you by Common Spirit, official healthcare partner of the Denver Broncos and champions for the communities we serve. All right, Kirk wants to know, what's your favorite uniform combination from this year? Ooh. There have been a lot.
My sleeper was honestly the all orange with the blue socks. Yeah, okay. Because I did not think I was going to like it that much. But I ended up really liking that one. So I don't know if that's my favorite, but I definitely say that's like my surprise of the year.
Sleeper pick. Okay, I like it. For sure. When do you find out what combo you're wearing?
Usually the captains pick them. Okay. So they'll put a mannequin outside the locker room of them. And this year there's been a lot of arguments about the uniform combos. So they always sometimes they'll change the day before, 2 days before the game. Okay. But especially with Bo coming from Oregon. Yeah. So he wants to put every combination together every week, and we just let him do what he wants.
He wants the Oreo, Oregon. This is a step down for Bo, right? Let's be honest. Sarah wants to know, what's your favorite thing about Denver?
Favorite thing about Denver? Honestly, I'd say just driving and seeing the mountains. Being from Texas and then going to school in Oklahoma, you're just looking at nothing for most of the part. So definitely seeing the mountains is probably the coolest part about being in Denver.
I love it. The Rocky Mountain High, Colorado, as they say. That was the People Want to Know, brought to you by Common Spirit. We got to take another break here. On the other side, I want to talk to you about one of your former college teammates, who's now a current teammate, who is just simply balling out. Talk about him when we come back. And Marv, of course, I got to ask you about your former Oklahoma teammate and now current teammate on the other side of the ball, Nick Bonito, who's just been balling out. Did you expect this? What can you tell us about Nick that we don't know? Because he seems kind of reserved.
Yeah, Nick is very reserved. He's probably one of the most reserved guys I've ever played with, but just his athletic ability and his mentality. He can go out there and dominate whenever he wants to. And, the biggest thing is just me being his teammate for the past 4 years. You just
Yeah.
got to kind of like talk to him, get him edged up, and then he'll go out there and make a play anytime he wants to. But it's great for me to be seeing him do this well. I mean, just watching him for 4 years. I mean, you definitely know he had the talent just to be showcasing it like this.
Yeah.
It's honestly amazing.
Yeah, it's been incredible. Just week in and week out, he just keeps. Only him and Von Miller have done this in Broncos history. There's a lot of Texas guys on the team. I'm curious, you guys have beef?
Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
And like the biggest thing for me is that my locker's next to Malcolm Roach.
Oh, okay.
And you know Roach likes to talk about everything every second of the day. So it's always, between me and him, it's always, a bunch of talking and all types of stuff.
Like that. He's always feels like he's like chirping. Who's like who's the like chirpiest guy on the team?
If I had to say anybody, it'd probably be Malcolm Roach. Like he's gonna make sure he's in the room when he's there.
That's so much fun. How do you feel this year about now all the dust is settled, Oklahoma in their new conference and everything?
Yeah, I mean, talk about a rough year for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And it's kind of, for me, it's like I still have guys I play with playing, so I always tune in. It's fun to watch those guys, and I miss them. But, I mean, just from a standpoint of them having their top 5 receivers out the whole year, I mean, it's hard to win any games with that, honestly. But, they're out there playing hard and battling, and, it's just been a rough year offensively, which is tough, especially Oklahoma, just because of how much of an offensive powerhouse we've been for years on years on years. But, I'm just excited to see the younger guys that some of them I helped recruit and all that stuff get a chance to play. And I know from here it only can go up. So I'm excited to see the future. And
hello, everyone. Thanks for logging on to CBSColorado.com. Time now for a few extra minutes with Broncos wide receiver Marvin Mims. Such a thrill to have you on tonight. And Marv, it's the bye week. A really late bye week. I feel like at the beginning of the year we looked at this and we're like, oh my gosh, it's so late. But now with playoffs in the picture, do you like the timing of it?
Honestly, I think the timing was great this year. And just for us, as a young team going into the season, just for us to be able to hit our stride, kind of learn about ourselves. And, we got the Week 7 Thursday night game against the Saints, which is like a mini bye, which is always nice. But just for us to really learn about ourselves, get comfortable playing with each other, and then to go into the bye on a really good note, sitting at 8-5. I think it couldn't have been at a better time, honestly, this year for us.
Let's talk about that. Going at 8-5, so significant to get that win. You don't have to sit on a loss, first and foremost, for a couple weeks. But what does that mean for this team to go in the way you've gone, winners of 3 straight?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's a huge thing for us. We know we have coming up, and it's going to be, some tough games. A couple on the road, and we got Indianapolis, first game out of the bye, which is going to be a huge game for us and our playoff implications. But, we're going in 8-5 is huge for us. Especially coming off this last game, our guys can kind of, really chill and enjoy the bye, rest their brains and their bodies, and then come back, full force to get ready to make a playoff push.
What's the biggest thing that to do on the bye? Do or not do?
Yeah, for me, a big not do, honestly, on the bye is travel.
Okay.
To me, that just tires me out
more
than anything. Sitting in the airport, especially the Denver airport, and sitting on the plane doing all that stuff. So I'm a big stay at home, video game, watch TV, lay on the couch type of guy. But I think for me personally, I know a lot of guys like to travel, but for me, I'm a big don't travel on the bye week.
I love that. You said you guys were a young team, and you certainly are, but I think what's been really impressive all year long is you don't really act like a young team, in the way that you're able to win games, these tight matches, these close matches. But going into the season, I think Vegas had you guys at 5.5 wins. I think people thought it would be higher than that, but internally, did you feel like you would be exceeding outside expectations as much as you guys are?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like for me, I had a lot of hope in this season.
Yeah.
Just because from training camp, us going against each other, how Sean is, we're full pads almost every day, going 8 days straight, and just the fight in our team, and no one really held back, in those training camp practices and stuff, and it was real physical. So I kind of knew what we had, especially going into year 2 of the NFL, kind of learning the game, learning how guys practice and all that stuff, and just seeing how we practice, it was definitely different from last year.
When you talk about, year 2 in the NFL, the game slowing down, when you look at kind of some of the rookies, Troy, Devaughn, and even Bo Nix, at what point for you did the game really start to slow down?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I'd probably say halfway through my rookie year is where I started really just slowing down and just mentally being there.
Yeah.
Especially being a returner. Yeah. I feel like the game was so much slower as my season went on because NFL, they're booming those kicks back there, and you got guys running at you full speed, and it was just completely different. But once you like really like just have confidence in the guys around you, everything slows down and you're just confident that that guy's going to do his job, so you don't have to worry about it, and it helps a lot.
When you look at your rookie quarterback, what impresses you most about Bo Nix?
I think the main thing for me is his confidence.
Yeah.
Because, even from when he first got here, it screams. Him stepping in the huddle, no matter what happens, he's never faced. And just his escapability, his, willingness to extend plays, run for it, take a tackle, throw the ball up, throw it deep, on the run, all that stuff. It helps our offense so much. When we call like a deep shot and he's scrambling around and gets up, maybe 3 yards, runs out of bounds. That's, a little play, but at the end of the day, it helps so much with the down and distance.
Broncos country has been waiting a long time for the tide to turn, so to speak, right? It's been since 2015, since you made the playoffs. And now this is such a realistic spot that you're in to make the playoffs. But not just that, to really build something, a foundation for the future. I'm curious, what does it feel like to be part of that, to be part of what feels like the next era of successful Broncos football?
Yeah, it's pretty cool, to be honest. It feels pretty cool. And just, I think a big part of it is just like learning and kind of just taking a lot of stuff in from the guys that I had here last year.
Yeah.
Like Kareem Jackson, Justin Simmons, Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, and like Russ, just learning from those guys. Because it's just, this year to last year for me, it's just complete like night and day feeling.
Yeah.
And then now we have like younger guys and all that stuff. And, we're a hungrier team. We're fighting harder. And now we're starting to win. And it's like, now those guys can listen to Core and Mike McGlinchey, Zach Allen, all those guys, and kind of, they know the feeling what it's like to win. So, like, now, from then on, they're just going to be hungry to keep on winning.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it has been so much fun. It is so much fun watching you out there do your thing, Marv. We appreciate you so much. On and off the field, you're the best.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Guys, thanks for logging on. We'll see you next time.